How's it going? This is Beagrie. This is Mickey's Wild Adventures, or the timeless adventures of Mickey Mouse. So this is PlayStation 3 footage that you're seeing, but it's a PS1 emulation, so it's not the original game. Although if it was the original game, I'd be pretty damn impressed. But you get your classic PS1 layout at the start of the game. You get that classic PlayStation logo coming up at the start with its funky sound effects, and then it goes into the transition of all the developers and things like that. So it was released on the Sega Mega Drive in 1994, and on the Super Nintendo. It was also released on the Sega Mega CD in 1995, and it was released on the Sony PlayStation last in 1996. The developer is Traveller's Tales. Very old school. This is one of the games that a lot of people did have at their childhood, and I'm one of them. Looking back at games like this, you just think to yourself, wow, I remember playing that. But games like this, you look back and you go, wow, how advanced have things become now? You look back at games like this and you see 2D graphics, and you see at a couple of points during this video you'll see a couple of 3D objects that will, come out at you and things like that. So you can just see how technology and graphics in general have advanced, especially consoles. So basically you're Mickey Mouse and you play through all of the movies that you've been in, basically. So you start off on Steamboat Willie, and this is 1928. I only show 2 of the levels in this video, so you're not going to watch every single one. So you'll also see the Mad Doctor, which is 1933, and that's the second level that you'll see. And then there's a few more levels afterwards. The band concert, Moose Hunters, Lonesome Ghosts, Mickey and the Beanstalk, and the Prince and the Pauper. And the band concert, which is the 3rd level, is a bonus level, which can only be found on the Sega Mega Drive, the Mega CD, and the PlayStation. So you can't find it on the Super Nintendo, which is kind of an exclusive, I would say, kind of an exclusive. So obviously you would have a CD of this game, you would have a cartridge because of the Mega Drive as well. Myself, I had all of these consoles when I was growing up. And it's consoles like these that pretty much defined gaming for yourself. It all depends what kind of games that you used to play. I mean, I had all sorts of consoles. I had the N64, I had the Mega Drive, the Super Nintendo, Mega CD, the PS1. I've had lots of major consoles growing up. The only one that I didn't really have is the Dreamcast, because the Dreamcast was kind of crap. So, yeah, good times. Obviously you had handhelds as well, Game Boy Color, Game Boy, the good stuff. Those are the games that defined it really, weren't they? Good stuff. So, Steamboat Willie starts off black and white and then it slowly drifts off into colour. And you need to ring these bells up here to advance to the next bit. And you can see in the top left hand corner you've got a glove, Mickey's glove, and you've got the fingers on it. So if you get hit, you'll lose one finger. And then if you lose all the fingers, you lose a life, basically, and it just keeps going down. And you have to play through the whole game with that. You can pick up stars, which give you, extra hits, if you will. You need to knock this guy down and bounce on his fat belly. Good stuff. You can see why it is a kid's game. It's classic. It reminds me a little bit of The Simpsons. I can't remember which game it was, but I could never complete that game. So, dodge these boxes, or you try and dodge the boxes in my case. and then you get across. And there's one of the 3D pits that you see. It just comes out at you. It's just like, God. 2D meets 3D. It's a little bit like Sonic, isn't it? So jump all the boxes, get up the top. Good times. And this is basically a little bit of a boss level. So this is one of the classic games that I had on the PS1. I've had a few of the classics. I've had the original Doom as well on the N64. I've still got a Metal Gear Solid. I'm a Metal Gear Solid fan, so obviously I'm going to have most of the collection. What other PS1 games did I have? God, there's so many to think about. I had some Robotnik game. I can't remember what it was called. I can't remember what that was called. God, there's so many that I can't think of. But I had so many good games when I was a kid. Oh, God. But yeah, this was one of them. I never did complete it. As a kid, you just don't have the commitment to complete games like this. If you're wondering what I'm doing at the moment, I'm figuring out how to complete this level because I haven't played it for so many years. I'm just trying to figure it out. It soon became obvious, so don't worry. I'm not waiting for long. I thought you had to bounce the bombs back up at the boxes to stop the boxes dropping bombs on you, but obviously not. But I did figure it out at the end. So it was released on the Sega Mega Drive and the Genesis, the Sega CD, the Super Nintendo, and you just control Mickey on all sorts of side-scroller levels, but all the levels are designed and based from classic Mickey Mouse cartoons from 1928, which is Steamboat Willie, that you're seeing now, to 1990, which is The Prince and the Pauper. And lastly, it was released on the PlayStation in Europe and Australia as well, as Mickey's Wild Adventure, which is why at the start of the video I said The Timeless Adventures of Mickey Mouse, because the game's been named a couple of times. I found this game on PlayStation Network for £4.79, and I decided to download it. I thought the game would take quite a long time to download, but then I realised that it's PlayStation 1 and it was 60 megabytes. It's not a lot. Okay, so the second level that you're going to see now is the Mad Doctor, which is 1933. And obviously over the years Mickey Mouse has like advanced so much from black and white to, you know, what he is today, so famous, you know, dressed up in all his posh clothes and things like that. But if you've ever been to Disneyland, you understand what Disney's about. Disney's good times. Disney's good times. Don't diss Disney. Disney's good. Disney is what a lot of kids grow up to. You know, kids going to Disneyland and, you know, obviously, they're dressed up in suits, but you're meeting Mickey Mouse and Goofy and all that. You know, for a lot of kids, say my age, for a lot of kids my age, they grew up with games like this, and they grew up with Disney being so popular. I'm not surprised as well. Disney's still popular, just as popular today as it is back then. This part of the game was very annoying for me because I didn't realise that when you hit the skeletons, their bones can actually hurt you. And it's ridiculous how a small bone can hurt you, but the bigger ones didn't hurt me. Very strange. But very old school. So the game's all an emulation, so at the time I didn't realise that I was recording in just a window instead of full screen. And when I tried it full screen, it didn't look very good anyway, so it's better to record like this. Very old school. Good old school graphics. Reminds you a little bit of Sonic, you know, with the side-scrolling levels and things like that, but Sonic's a lot more advanced than it used to be as well. But I don't think Mickey Mouse ever had a game that advanced into 3D like Sonic did, you know. I was told by Neon before this video to make a couple of Mickey Mouse impressions and give it my best shot, and to be honest, my Mickey Mouse impressions aren't very good. So I don't know whether I should do it or not, but hell, I'll give it a shot. So Mickey Mouse is like got kind of a high pitched oh my god, I can't do it. Hey kids, it's Mickey Mouse. That's as far as my impression goes. Feel free to laugh. Brilliant. I did used to make some pretty good impressions of all sorts of people. I used to do the presidents. I used to do news readers, all kinds of stuff, all sorts of people. But I can't do the impressions as good as I used to. Those were the good old days. And then life became more complicated. I just remember having the PS1, and it was the classic PS1. God knows what I was doing there. God. It was the classic PS1, the big bulky one. And then you were playing all these games, and you used to get these stickers. You could buy these books, and you used to get stickers that you could stick onto the PS1. And you had these. You remember these old bulky controllers as well. Same difference as the PlayStation controllers today, but they just have wires really. I remember the PS1 controllers without analog sticks. God, they were weird. You hold one today, it's like really odd, because where you would put your thumbs now on the analog stick, you used to just pretty much wrap your hand around the controller a little bit more. It's really odd. It doesn't feel right. It's like the original Xbox controller. Everyone knows what a beast that was. Luckily they changed it to make it a little bit more ergonomic.